Chronological Bible, Genesis to 8-25, unknown time.
2:8, Life in the Garden. The Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put a man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life was also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And now a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it parted and became 4 riverheads. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one which skirts the whole land of Havilah, and where there is gold, and the gold of that land is good. Bdellium and the onyx stones are there, and the name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one which goes around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Hiddekel. It is the one which goes towards the east of Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates. And then the Lord God took the man, and he put him in the garden of Eden, and he tend it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but the tree of knowledge and good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. And the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone, and I will make him a helper comparable to him. Out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and he brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called each living creature, that was the name. So Adam gave names to all the cattle, to the birds, and to the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was no found helper comparable to him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and he closed up the flesh, and it was placed. And then the ribs which the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, and she shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. And therefore a man shall leave his father and mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, and the man and his wife were not ashamed.
Quick study.
Around 626 to 539 BC, the 4th day of the New Year celebration was highlighted by reciting the Enema Elish, a literature text relating to the creation of the physical world. This Babylonian poem was originally composed sometime before or during the reign of Nebuchadnezzar I, 1133 to 1116 BC, to glorify Marduk as a divine ruler and establisher of order of the universe. We'll see Marduk in the Old Testament a lot. Pagan. He was made of metal and had a hole where they burnt furnace, and on his arms they sacrificed babies, and it was crazy.